Super excited to be here, and it's good to see everyone again. We're going to be talking about, straight to the point, we're going to be talking about something that I'm very sure you've always thought about. In fact, seems to be one of the most talked about topic in our generation. It's going to have real impact on the way we live, on the way we play, and on the way we work. And today I'll be talking about one of my favorite topics, AI-augmented creativity. And I'm going to take a unique perspective to looking at AI today. One of the interesting ways that we've always looked at AI is that we always look at AI from the point, of fear, just because that's the way it's been presented to us in Hollywood. But we've always seen that AI, is going to take over jobs, going to take over a lot of things. But again, let's look at the very definition of creativity and try to explore AI and human creativity from a different standpoint. And perhaps we'll see AI differently, and then maybe you would have a light bulb moment of how you can begin to implement and use AI even as a tool to advance your life, advance your career, and also advance your business. So let's look at the concept of creativity. According to the American Psychological Association's Dictionary of Psychology, and I have to go pull this out because creativity has now become a topic by definition continues to change just because of the advent of AI. And so these guys define creativity as the ability to produce or develop original works, theories, techniques, or thoughts that display some sort of originality, imagination, and expressiveness, right? But it's really very difficult to really pinpoint exactly what makes someone more creative than the other person. Can you all hear me better now? Okay, great. And so for me, and for the whole human race, we've always thought that creativity was always something specially reserved for the human race. It's like nothing else can be this creative. No animals, no species of animals that we know. And definitely not machines. How can machines be creative? Until the past 5 years started coming around, and we started hearing interesting things about AI. And AI painting winning the art prize. AI painting, competing with other artists, and then the AI painting won. And we started hearing again as well of a writing contest that AI also won. And also we just heard of recent as well, just about 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago, MIT just released that AI beat a human test for creativity. And also, of course, we all know about Sora, the past 1 month by OpenAI, everybody's been celebrating it. And now that begins to come back again and ask us, we now get back again asking the same question. Is it true that only human beings have the claim to creativity? And that's a very interesting question to ask. But the funny thing about creativity is that, especially because of the advent of AI, researchers have gone back again to re-examine the very topic of creativity. What does it mean? And there are various schools of thoughts that try to explore what creativity is. But one of the popular ones and very easy one to really test, because I would love us to do a simple test right now, even in my session, even if it's just for about a minute or 2 minutes. There are a popular school of thought that considers, creativity in two ways. Number one, divergent thinking, and number two, creative thinking. For divergent thinking, basically what it means is that there's an open-ended question where there are a lot of possible solutions to that same question. But then you have to be creative to be able to think about those ideas, to be able to answer those questions. Why for convergent thinking, there is one perfect or one optimal answer for questions, a lot of questions. And of recent, this was one of the things that MIT was referring to when they said AI beat some of the creativity tests. And one of the things that we started testing, especially with ChatGPT, was to ask and to compare with human beings. Like they ran this same exercise I'm about to run now with 250 humans, and they gave them a picture of a brick, a pencil, and then one other material that I can't remember at this moment. And they asked them, can you come up with 50 different ways that you can use this point of a brick? So I want us to take that simple exercise right now. If you can take your pen and your paper, and I'll just give you 1 minute. Write down 50 or just 10 different ways that you think you can use a brick, apart from building a house, obviously. What other ways can you use a brick? You guys are thinking? So basically, I'm giving the same task that we gave ChatGPT 4, I believe. Guess what? when they compared the results of ChatGPT with the result of 250 human beings, they realized that ChatGPT produced a lot of more novel, original ideas than most human beings. Now, does that then mean that AI is now more creative than human beings? Or just that AI has now learned to pass a creativity test? Because they can be two completely different things. Anyway, so whether, depending on your understanding of AI creativity, what has happened right now is what we call FOBO. It's a new fear that has now erupted again as well amongst professionals and business people. And if you have never thought about it, because Nigerians are sometimes, for some reason, we're always slow to these things. These are things that people are already examining and already seeing immediate effect of AI on their jobs. We see like AI is taking this many jobs. For some reason, Nigerians don't even really care until until it starts touching them. But anyway, last 2 weeks or last couple of months, there was a massive strike in Hollywood, and the writers, the guys who write your beautiful movies, went on a strike, and guess what they were striking against? They were striking against AI, and they said they don't want to see AI being used in Hollywood because now if AI begins to write all the movies, they are definitely going to run out of jobs, and so they wrote this up. And according to, I think, New York Post says basically this strike cost the Hollywood industry about $6.5 billion. You can just imagine, and this is the popular way that people are really exploring. And for me, it's really a little bit sad because this is one massive technology that has ability to change human innovation as we know it, but people are approaching it from the point of fear, not from the point of wonder, from the point of exploration. And that's perhaps what I wanted to really address today and see, can we look at AI from a completely different aspect, apart from the fact that AI is going to take my job, or AI is going to do this, I'm not going to be able to do this without AI, and things like that. And some of the things that I want us to really look at. And one person that we can really learn from is from this man. I don't know if you can see the picture. Who can identify this man? Who knows who this man is? Anybody? Come on, computer science students. Anybody? Come on, that's Kasparov. So one of the best chess players of his generation. Remember, this was even way beyond this decade. I think it was in the 90s, where Kasparov was beaten for the very first time by an AI machine. And it was all doom and gloom. All papers wrote about it. Human creativity is in shambles. AI is coming and all that. But the interesting thing is that we thought that chess as a game would really go down. But what has really happened as a result is that human beings have gotten really, really good and really way better at chess than at any time in period. In fact, right now, there's one Nigerian, right, that we all know, that is really going about to try and break the record. So the doom and the decline that people like prophesied, if I can use the word, against chess, because now they found an ultimate playing machine that can defeat anybody. They basically defeated Kasparov, and that's going to be the doom. But then we realize that from history, we have realized that AI is not coming to eliminate anything. It's really coming to augment whatever we have, right? And that's the idea that I really want to talk about. That AI, the true potential of AI, is not in replacing humans, but to assist humans in their efforts to create either two unimaginable solutions, things that we could not even imagine before now. AI gives us the audacity to be able to dream. AI gives us the ability to be able to just consider things that we've never even thought of combining together at any point in time. And right now, there's a lot of limitations. Human beings, we have a lot of creativity, but even as we are now, there are a lot of limitations to our own creativity. For example, there's something that we know as what we call expertise bias. The fact that because this is how we have been doing it, it's also going to remain the way we are also going to continue to do it. In Nigeria, you are more familiar with that than anywhere in the world, because the same way we have been running our politics, it's still the same way that we are running it, and probably it's going to be the same way that we're running it in 20 years from now, if nobody really changes. But no, these are some of the limitations. So, for example, again, one other limitation of human creativity is that as brilliant as we are, very few of us have the ability to be able to provide or produce our ideas in pictorial format. And it's something that AI completely excels at. Another thing again is some people might have a really wonderful idea, but because they don't have the domain expertise, it's really difficult for people to be able to hear them. And these are the things that AI can really provide and help us to overcome the limitations of our own human creativity. So I came up with 4 simple ways And these are, I'm telling you, this is like child's play. This is the very first stage or first level of how you can begin to use AI, no matter what level you are, to begin to augment human creativity. Number one is that AI can help you to begin to think, to do what I call divergent thinking. I'm going to explain that in a little while. Divergent thinking, then it challenges expertise bias that I just explained, and also assist in idea evaluation, and the fourth one to support idea refinement. So let's talk about divergent thinking. And the best way to do this is actually to show you a real life example, not to just conjure something theoretical. This is a, a picture that was developed by Midjourney, right? And the simple prompt that was given to this AI board was to say, we want you to create a new concept. Are you paying attention to me? A new concept of chairs. But we want you to use the imagery of an elephant and a butterfly. And then from there, create an entire new concept of chairs. And also create an entire new design for chocolates. Carrying the imagery or the design structure from elephants and butterfly. And this is on your right, you will see what Midjourney was able to provide or produce based on just within short periods. These are things that the creativity just really aligns, and just simple ideas, and that's what we call divergent thinking. Ability to be able to mix different concepts together to create something completely and entirely new, where you can imagine new things like you've never been able to imagine before. And this is not just something that is available to top scientists, this is something that is also available to you right now, because some of these AI platforms are completely accessible, and some of them are even completely free. The other thing I want to talk about again as well is what they call challenge expertise bias. And basically, this is another concept that was run. And all these concepts, you can find them online. Also, a simple test that was run by a toy maker. And so this toy maker wanted to design a new set of toys, but again, didn't want to limit the creativity of the AI system with functionality. It was like, without function, don't think about functionality, just design new set of toys based on the concept of a crab. And then this is what Midjourney was also able to provide. And then they were able to pick about 3 of them and then input structural designs into it, and then able to launch completely new set of periods, new set of products in record time. Has never been done before at that level of speed, or at that level of speed. And so these are the things that AI can open to any one of us, be able to create completely new products within really short time. Another interesting one as well is that AI can help in idea evaluation. And this is something that's very, very interesting. I used to work in the innovation space. I worked for one of the biggest AI solution delivery network in Africa. And remember that we'll be running different hackathons, and we'll pay judges, handsomely, to come and gauge people's ideas about how to apply AI in a particular industry. But another interesting use case for this new generative AI that we're going to see right now is in idea evaluation. And this is a simple test. Like, you can read this case study on Harvard Business Reviews, available publicly online. They provided ChatGPT-4 with 3 novel ideas. Number one was packaging with a dynamic expiry date. The other one was an app to help donate food, and the third one was an app to help educate people on expiry dates and the effect of expiry dates on food. And then they gave the idea to ChatGPT-4 to evaluate. Not only was ChatGPT able to evaluate on 4 different things, which was the novelty, the workability, and all these different criteria, was able to point out the flaws, the weakness, the strength of each idea, and able to score them appropriately and say this one would actually make more sense even to the market. And these are the possibilities that are available today. There's no need for you to go and spend so much money on trying to launch a new product and seeing if market will accept it or not. You can begin to put some of those questions even to your AI, right? And again, finally, and I'm going to probably end on this note, is idea refinement. And so those 3 ideas basically were given to AI, and AI basically created one single idea from the combination of all 3 ideas, which is just quite remarkable. And I'd like to end on this page, and I'm sorry that I'm also going to round up and tie down to this bias, which is something I was trying to correct. But I'm going to tie to the bias in a subtle way and change it again, maybe your frame of thinking about it. Is that AI is not going to replace your job. It's not going to take away your job, no matter how people say it. It's not. What will actually really take off your job are people who know how to use AI, who can open boundless point of imaginations and creativity to themselves, boosted by the fact that they could augment their human creativity with their creativity. Thank you very much, and I hope that you're able to see AI from a different point of view